Let me ask you something. Does your mind ever feel like a prison? You know, a place where thoughts just loop and loop, where you replay every single mistake, every conversation, every little what if, until you just can't shut it off? If you're nodding your head right now, this is for you. Because today, we're going to flip a switch on a belief you've probably had your entire life. What if I told you that overthinking isn't your flaw? What if it's actually your secret weapon? I know, it sounds a little out there, but stick with me. Let's dig into this. So, first things first, let's talk about that prison. To really get a handle on the power we're about to unlock, we have to be honest about that feeling of being trapped in your own head. It's real, and man, is it exhausting. It all starts here, right? You don't just go through life on autopilot. You notice everything. That tiny shift in someone's voice, the little detail in a project that everyone else just glossed over. Your mind is always scanning, always putting the pieces together. And of course, because you catch all those details, you replay them all. The mistakes just run on a constant loop. The conversations get analyzed from every single angle. And the what-ifs, they just spiral out into these huge, complicated scenarios. It's like a movie that never, ever ends. And you know what the most frustrating part is? The advice people give you. Oh, just relax. Don't think about it so much. As if it's that easy. As if there's some magical off switch for a brain that was literally built to run at full speed. So before we go any further, I need you to really let this sink in. You are not broken. That powerful, constantly working mind of yours isn't a defect. It's a high-caliber weapon. You just haven't been taught how to aim it yet. All right, now for the idea that might just change how you see everything. I want you to start thinking of your mind not as a prison, but as a seriously high-performance machine that's just, well, in the wrong situation. Look, for your entire life, you've probably been told, and you've told yourself, that this constant thinking is some deep, fundamental flaw. But the truth is, it's a feature. It's a built-in, top-of-the-line capability of your own unique operating system. The problem was never the thinking. It was how we were all taught to think about the thinking. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your brain is a Ferrari. It's built for speed, for power, for precision. But for years, it's been stuck in rush hour traffic, just revving its engine, going nowhere, feeling anxious and frustrated. The engine isn't the problem. It was never the problem. You just need to find an open road. So what happens when this Ferrari of a mind finally gets onto that open road? What are these hidden superpowers that we're talking about? Well, it really breaks down into 3 huge strategic advantages. First, you've got foresight. You're not just living in the moment. Your brain is constantly running simulations of what could happen next. Then there's detail sensitivity. You're the one who spots the mistake in the contract, the flaw in the plan, the key piece of info everyone else missed. And finally, pattern recognition. Your mind is a machine built to connect dots that to other people just look like random noise. And hey, if you think this is all just some nice theory, just look at history. It's full of overthinkers. Da Vinci's restless mind filled thousands of pages with questions and inventions way ahead of his time. Nikola Tesla literally built and ran entire machines in his head. Churchill's constant worry, his black dog, is what made him prepare for a war nobody else saw coming. They weren't broken. They were commanders of their own mental storms. Okay, so this leads us to the big one. How do we take all that nervous, restless energy, the stuff that feels like anxiety, and actually turn it into something useful, something that protects us? It all starts with this one simple but really powerful reframe. Stop looking at anxiety as this paralyzing feeling that makes you weak. Start seeing it for what it is. It's raw, undirected energy. It's not a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you are hardwired to care. A lot. I mean, think about it. The world's greatest performers don't get rid of this energy. They harness it. You think Michael Jordan was calm before a championship game? No way. He used those nerves to create laser focus. Serena Williams uses them to sharpen her reflexes. They don't fight the feeling, they point it in the right direction. So this all comes down to a critical shift in the questions you ask yourself. The default question for an overthinker is always, what if everything goes wrong? But that question just leads to fear and paralysis. It's time for a new question. The new question is this. What if I use this energy to prepare so thoroughly that nothing can knock me down? See the difference? That simple pivot takes you from worry to strategy. It turns your anxiety into armor. Okay, this is where it all comes together. We've reframed the problem. We've identified the power. So now, how do you actually become the commander of your own mind instead of its prisoner? Here are 5 concrete steps you can take. Number 1, externalize the chaos. Get all those thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Once you can see them, you can control them. 2, rank and ruthlessly cut. Not every thought deserves your time. Decide what actually matters and let the rest go. 3, build rituals. A daily walk, a workout, journaling, anything that turns that mental chaos into a predictable rhythm. 4, reframe the what-ifs, just like we talked about, turn worry into preparation. And number 5, and this one is so important, anchor to action. A thought without an action is just poison. So in the end, it really all boils down to a choice. You can stay a prisoner telling yourself the same old story that you think too much, or you can become the commander and understand the truth. You don't think too much. You just see further than almost everyone else. It's the same mind, it's a totally different identity. And I really want to leave you with this. The world doesn't punish overthinkers. In fact, it desperately needs them. What the world punishes is wasted potential. All of that incredible strategic brain power locked away by fear is a tragedy. So the question was never, is there something wrong with my mind? We know the answer to that is no. The real question, the one you get to answer starting today, is this. Your mind is your superpower. So what are you going to do with it? If this hit home for you, do me a favor and share this with another overthinker you know who needs to hear it. Make sure you like and subscribe to The Wise Cut for more explainers just like this one. And I really want to hear from you in the comments. What's one way you're going to use your superpower this week? Let's talk about it.